first shot of the game. And the game plan was pretty much the same watching it live. Right here, drag. You can see Marcus Smart. Why are you staying hugged? Are you not ready to switch? We're reading 1 through 5. And I can already see, because he's trying to get base, Austin's already ready to flood that. You end up with 3 swing, flyby, swing, swing. So that was a great possession. I mean, he had 3 here because he doesn't switch. And I think Austin was just kind of watching. He's pulling in, definitely, but it's because he's able to turn his corner because he just wasn't ready to switch. It's late. Now you got 2, 3 on the rock. He's going to release on the short, hit him on the pocket. Braun's going to take the drop off. He's got to pull in. Now Braun's playing 3 pretty much. Well, they're playing a 3-on-2. Get the switch. A couple mismatches. And we got Shea being face guarded. Again, more junk defense. There's been a lot of junk defense this playoffs. More than I can remember. Just the way teams are just boxing winning the stars. Pretty much every series I've seen this. And this is another thing that one dribble pull midi. This is another thing that's been allowing the Thunder to be successful. Even if Shea's not on the rock and creating with his gravity. They almost forget that they've got others that can make something happen on ones. So they're looking for their own matchups. In game 1, it was mostly Austin or Luke. So whenever Shet, Ajo, or McCain had the rock, they were looking to hunt one of those two. And right now it's going to be Rui. Hezi, one dribble. It almost seemed like they've been so locked in on their game plan against Shea, they almost forgot that. Some of these other players can get a bucket too. Just taking a wide angle, interference. Now Ain's forced to pick the rock up. Bounce, swing, swing. Old board because of the mismatch. Again, this was one thing Shea was doing well too. Get off early. Quick cut right in that pocket. Good peel. But now once you concede this peel, it's a size advantage. He's not even looking to put a body on him, but even if he did, probably be the same result. Push. He picks the rock up, but Smart's going to immediately look to help. Send the hit. He actually has 3 here. Skip. Braun. A little late. But this should actually be a drop-off. So on the skip, you see Braun making this rotation. Bounce it. Ain's going to be late. Austin's going to be late. If they both overreact, you spray it to the corner. Rui's going to be late. You attack the closeout. You got another diver on the trail. There's options. Not a bad look, but could have gotten something better. So right here, they got the switch. He popped. Fire. You try to beat the double. Go wide. That actually worked out. Because he hasn't been able to beat the double that often. Not that I can remember. He's had some turnovers trying to do this. So now he wants to race. Race. Austin's there. But he's able to at least keep his dribble. Now he's pulled him all the way to the strong side. Now it's an even harder rotation because now he cut through. Rui's forced to play 2. It stresses this. You can even see Ain's late here. That's Ain's rotation because they like to peel off onto this weak side. It'd be boom, boom, boom. Really late. But the reason they even have this much space is because Shea was able to race him and drag him wide, create an overload. So again, you know the drag's coming. He's going to flip it or look to flip it. He's actually just going to slip because he sees 2. But again, Aiden's kind of low. They don't look to switch this. This is why you just have to switch it. They just aren't ready. That's twice now. Why is Smart... Alright, he actually looks to kick because the pocket's open here. Why are you now not switching? Now Aiden's ready to switch, but you're not ready to switch. First possession, he was ready to switch, but he wasn't. What is going on? It's going to be a switch and fire, but again, you see the space. You allow Shea to now attack, get downhill. 1-2. Braun's not looking to help. He actually contains this really well. But had Smart not had to take this wide angle and was just ready to switch, he'd already be attached to Hart's body. He might actually get this. Great catch though, because that was a risky one. Now he's got options. He got middle. So we got a drag again. Probably rejected it. Beats 2. Again, why am I seeing 2 on the ball? Marcus Smart should be attached here. Right? If Marcus Smart switches this, and you get inside or just put a body on Hart here, Braun can probably stay at home. He doesn't have to make this low rotation. And then Rui's too high. He can't X. Give up a great look. Yeah, attention to detail just isn't... You can see Braun looking. Why are you not... They just don't seem to be in sync. If you see Braun here, you've got to make that. Rui's got to be lower. You've got to switch that. Quick get off. Again, they're looking to attack early. It rattles in and out, but you win the possession. Why is Shea settling here? This is probably one of the few opportunities where he can take Smart off the dribble. It's a 3-on-3. Right? You be Smart, you're at the rim. He helps. There's no help for the helper. Just going to score. Why are you even taking this? Pound. Pull from deep. Good hezzy. Quick cross. Get downhill. Got AJ filling wide. Gotta capitalize on your rare opportunities to score. Can't remember how this transpired, but obviously Aiton, he sent the hit. Swing. So now Aiton's going to peel off onto Shet. So now they're in rotation. Austin Reeves made that low rotation. He closed out. Why'd he jump? Guess he recovers, but now Rui's forced to help. And now Aiton's playing 2. Yeah, they did beat the double a good amount. Just had a swing. Everything's with pace. They were playing really fast. This was coming down. Quick drag. Of course, they're going to switch it. You can see Marcus. He's communicating. But then Rui's late. No, he's kind of there. But Shea got to his spot. I've said this before, but once Shea crosses this line, you got to be ready to tilt this. You've got to already be there. Forget what's happening there. Because now you got Austin on an island. Queso's going to clean Marcus up. Beat him to the spot. By the time you get there, he's already raising up. Got to be there early. So you can see game plan is the same, but their execution is a little bit off so far to start the game. Shea recognizes they're not matched up. Another early get off. Get it back up. And now the defense is flying. That actually worked out really well, but... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, they also have numbers here. So they actually can't. Now you get to work. And he misses. It's a fine shot, though. At least he didn't settle here. Because the last time he was in this position, pound, step back. Nah. Get to your spot. Tries to go for the push-off. Marcus eats it. Kind of flails here. See, I like this no call from the refs. if players are going to push off, this is what I want to see. If Shea and them are going to push off like that, allow Marcus to grab that off arm to close a distance. Because you can't just let them do this and not allow the defender to at least hold on to their off arm to maintain their balance, right? It's got to go both ways. Because now Shea wants it, because you can see Marcus kind of hold on to his arm. He feels a contact, goes up kind of raggedy. But I like that they swallowed their whistle for this. So again, the same scenario. Queso brought him in. Switch. No, they might have just fired here because I see Marcus still attached to him. So he's going to swing it. So the Lakers are very good at their rotations. I mean, this one you can tell they're in sync. Send it wide. Mostly to that side of 2. Well, it's actually a side of 3. Spacing's kind of off here by the Thunder. Because now Braun can rotate. Aiden can rotate. Rui can rotate. And Nelson's going to peel off. It's not a great look. But even here, if I'm Queso, first thing he has to look for, middle. I mean, come on, dude. If you're catching Braun in rotation here, catch that middle. Look at this. You can catch him in rotation. Now, Braun might have to pull in. He might overreact. Austin might overreact as he's peeling off. And then you might leave Rui compromised because you can draw 3 here just by attacking middle. I'm not mad at this swing too. You want to get it, catch him in rotation, but the distances are not long enough. So they get to do that for free. But then I'm also thinking, they've got 2 here. Jay Will's got to be in the corner. It should always be a double side on both sides. Wing, corner, wing, corner to create as much distance on the rotations as possible. Because he can't even attack. Can he attack this? Maybe. He closed out flat though. So pretty much the same scenario. They're going to force it wide. Swing, swing. Fly by, 1 dribble, 2. And this was better, but because the rotation's farther. So now you know Austin wants to peel off to the corner. Actually, why is Hayes staying hugged here? So he's going to flash at the elbow. So maybe he wanted to stay attached. Because Austin doesn't even know where he's peeling to. And then he tells Laravia, you peel off the corner, I'll stay up top. So right here, now he's going to vacate. And Rui's got to make a really far rotation. But this is how it should be. Yeah, it should be, even if he was wing here, make it far. Make this a cross court. You can't have somebody sitting in the dunker. Again, drag, you want to switch, they're going to fire. At the same time, you can see him threatening the Spain. Leak, point switch, they don't, he slips, he still gets a closeout. So this was not something they did in game 1. So this is something they wanted to add in. It's a wrinkle. Maybe to counter it. So the whole point, they know they're going to fire. So Queso's going to slip. And at the same time, you're going to have Joe pop on that leak. Because maybe they know that Luke is going to be preoccupied with his slip. They know 2's going to be here for sure. You slip. He's forced to tag this, contain the cut, and it frees him up on that pop, which is actually really smart, but Luke is, yeah, he actually closes this fast. I'm surprised. Maybe Queso holds it? I don't know. Hold it so that you force him to linger. Stuck, quick pitch, cut through, empty. And then he's going to pitch, he rejects. This is how you beat it too. I mean, you can tell on this clear side, you knew Shea was already looking for it. He sees the space, rip, catches 2. Austin's forced to make that low rotation, Euro. Yeah, Not much they can do. They were ready for it. So he finds him on the trail. Immediate fire. He tries to race it and beat it again. Drags him wide. Side of 3. Why are they late on this one too? So you know the fire's going to come. He races it. Tries to beat it. He's kind of in no man's land. You could just... I know the rotations are this way. It would be clockwise in this situation. He's trying to point because he wants Austin to go. And then he can take this. And then Rui can take... eventually make that rotation. But if he's already here, why not you just go? Yeah, they're not. They're not locked in. Some more pace, not relying on Shea. Layoff. Oh my goodness. That was nasty. Rui actually picks him up. And then this is why it's dangerous. When you have a big that can trail and tray, it's tough. They almost always get these looks in transition. He gets a seam too. That's Tracy. And push. Push, you can already see. Aravia's pointing. You'll get the fire ready. It's always going to be the side of 2. Well, I guess the side of 3. He's looking to beat it early. Braun makes the low rotation. He saves the possession because they're not ready here. But why? So Braun is looking to get matched up. He's communicating. And then you got the trailing big. He just burned him, so maybe Hayes wants to make sure he's there. But kind of went against the game plan here, allowing him to just attack Laravia. Braun saved this though with that rotation. Now they're looking for this guard to guard. And then you just put 2. Not even looking to switch and fire, just great pop on the release. But see, this is when his spacing gets off. So this was the same scenario as earlier when Queso had the rock, Jay Will, and Ain was able to recover on Lou. You can't have somebody in a dunker here. This is the second time where they've been caught on a 3 side, and now they get free rotations. You go, you go, you go, you go. Oh, they actually find it though. And even here, I'm so surprised he's not looking to attack this. You got middle here. You can swing it, but he's going to rotate. Oh, he pass faked. Marcus jumped it. Now he gets to the weak side. Alright, they actually played that well. Where's... It's been automatic. I'm surprised it's not automatic. You go, you go, you go, you go. Like, why does it seem so hesitant? I'm not even sure where... Why is the Laravia rotating onto this strong side? They usually peel off onto the weak and just wheel it. And you got him making cross court. They dodge that. Wing catch. They're going to flow into a ball screen. Again, no hit. And Hayes saves the possession. Emergency switch. So you know they're going to look for ball screen. I'm surprised he's not sending Braun here. Force it wide again and then trust your rotations. Marcus is pointing. Not even sure. This was almost the same scenario where Joe got a midi against Rui. Why is Braun not firing here? I'm actually not sure. It's pretty much the same formation. Swing, swing, swing. So they let him get middle. And then he's not even really ready. He's not looking to help off on that strong. And Hayes just makes a great read. Emergency peel. Vertical. And don't foul. Start of second. We got the second unit. Double big. Quick swing. Ball screen switch, step back, midi. And this is why they were able to stay afloat even without Shea. Because we've got three players, AJ, McCain, and Shet, that are looking to get a bucket. More specifically, these two, AJ and McCain. And I think the Lakers were just a little too lax when Shea was off the court. They almost forget that the others can get a bucket too. They have to bring the same physicality and intensity and locked inness on defense when they're playing against them, because they were frying him in game one, and they let him fry him the same way in game two. You gotta man up. You can't let them get a bucket. The whole point is to stop Shea. But if these dudes are doing this off the dribble, it's just no chance. You gotta win these minutes hard. Look to be a knock. He's gonna ghost it. That ball, he's gonna ghost it. Yup. But good job by LaRavia. He's aware. They switched that. Don't fall for the ghost. But then look, he's looking to play too. Get to your spot. Short jumper. That's what I mean. You gotta man up on these. He's beating off a hezzy. 1, 2, off his weekend too. A little step back. Get to his spot. You're done. A lot of switching. He's looking for the seal. Kind of doo-doo though. Because if he was really looking for it, why is it so soft? So now he's got to look it off. Quick pitch. Even here, just looking to attack. Let's see, was there another option? You can see he's going to cut through. Empty out. He actually seals him here. So he's looking to seal him for the... Oh, that's why I got the... Good awareness by Luke, though. Just going to point switch this. Then Hart does the right thing. Actually seals him. Kind of lose balance, though. It's happened so fast. So again, he ghosts. He's cutting through and emptying. They messed this up. Oh no. I don't know if that's on Marcus. Because he's ghosting. Luke's actually staying attached. But on that previous possession, him and LaRavia switched it. So maybe they do want to switch even on the ghosts. But now he opens up. Give him the corner. And one. You can see Marcus immediately looks at Luke. What are we doing, man? We switched everything. It's pretty unfortunate for Thero, what's his name? Because he was just following shit on the empty. See, vertical. It's not a foul. That's vertical. He absorbs the contact, finishes on the reverse. Can't give that. Quick stack. Again, they're going to run through the same thing. He's going to ghost it. No way. And then they messed that up? What is going on with the Lakers? You know what's happening. They love this. It's pretty much horns, but the alignment's different. Right? It's almost like a horns out, but they do the little misdirection with this ghost. Because sometimes they do set the screen to get a switch, and then they flare him off. But Marcus isn't even aware of it. See, does Luke communicate? He might be. I'm not exactly sure. But now you put two. And even if they make this, look at Ain's trying to go. He's going to pin his own. They just get flared anyway. But I mean, what is going on? These two just aren't in sync. And he's been feeling good too, so you let him get that. Keeps him in a rhythm. Not again. But you can see it's pretty much the same play. But it's not really out of horns alignment. We've got Shet. He's going to cut through an empty. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm actually not paying attention to that weak side. So the reason he does this is for the flare, because he can actually come and set this flare here. And also takes away the big. So maybe that's why they're having Shet because I have noticed shit has been cutting through and emptying out. So maybe they want to create a single side. So if they are to mess this up, it's almost like disguising the flare, because most times he would already be at the elbow on that last possession. It's almost like a horns alignment where ghost and he'll get flared off. But this actually disguised it. So now that he's sitting at this nail, Hart can actually flare him and just pin him right here. And give MCCAIN the drift. And also pulls AIN up. So he can't actually help on that single side because he's got to be aware of what's transpiring up here. So a really good way to take away the low man and also threaten this flare on the nail. But regardless, these two have been doing damage. They've already built chemistry too, you can just see it. So they actually switched this, he slips, but now he's got Austin. He's been attacking him for the last 2 games. Quick cross, strong take, get to your strong hand. There's 2. Little 2-minute game. Of course they're going to switch. The red 1 through 5, not looking for a duck in. Got an overload, he's going to settle. I'm not mad at that just because he's been in a rhythm. Ian's going to look to gap him. Little hezzy. Seems to be in rhythm. And you've got this mismatch. Double drag, they switch. They switch this too. Yeah, so they double switch. Let's see what's happening on that weak side, because now Shit has an advantage. No, they scram it, so he doesn't. He's going to empty. You got a mismatch here, but yeah, you just got to take him. That's an up and under. That's what I mean. The way the Lakers switch 1 through 5, you're going to get something on a red. Luke, AIN, or Austin. But AIN's actually held his own on the perimeter, so I'd actually rather have Luke or Austin. But again, gapping him. 1, pump, step. Quick pitch. Quick pitch. He's looking to flip the ball screen. Tween, rejects. And you can see Luke is actually opening up here. And he's saying, yo, take this. But he's already jumping it. So Rui's not there to switch. Bump, get to your spot. I mean, come on. To be fair, they've messed up some coverages in terms of switching. But they also just are so off his body that he's just comfortably getting to his spots. He's going to use that space. Right? You gap him? Alright, I'll just use it to body bump you, get you on your heels, step back and get to my spot. And he's been frying these two. Quick hand back. You can see Luke, point switching. They don't switch. And then you get the crash. He loops. And this is another reason why it's difficult to switch. I like that JJ switches 1 through 5, but I've also noticed now, even if it's not for this to necessarily fry the big, these mismatches against Hart has been killing him on the O boards. And right here, what is Hayes doing? You know it's reds 1 through 5. You gave him a clean look on that handback for no reason when he's been on a heater. But then this mismatch. Let's see. Alright, so Austin tries to, but he gets pinned by Queso. Hayes was actually leaking, expecting him to grab the O board when they're all small. And then he just loops and gets that float. So we've got a double drag, and we're going to get Austin on the switch. They're going to fire off it again, so this is an immediate rotation. And now Luke, he's late, but this is where it gets a little confusing because most times it would be Luke, so that Austin can peel off onto Queso. But because we have Hart rolling on that double drag, it should be Hayes. Right? Does he? Oh, he's late. He hesitated. But why when he's already emptying out to this weak side? You're going to have the rotations. He's going to take. you should be out there immediately. Like on that rotation, he should be out there. He should be flying right now. But you hesitate, now you overreact. One dribble. Again, they know the game plan, but it's just been the execution. And so he got off it. I assume there's a swing. They were in rotation. He actually attacks the closeout. He flashes middle. He's going to swing it to the weak. You attack. And then he empties, switches. Yeah, now you got some mismatches. And he's just going to seal Luke. Now that I'm watching more, these reds are actually hurting the Lakers because of what Zay's been doing. These O boards, and even these type of seals, the Gortats. Because every time their big is dragged out on the perimeter and being switched onto a perimeter player, they're getting something inside. So it must have been a double drag again, because I can see him on him, Smart is him, and then Luke's on Shea. You can see he's pointing, looking for that flood so that they can tilt. And this is what they like to do. So if he actually gets to the sideline, they want to ensure there's no baseline for him. So they're going to send that. And so they're not going to fire in this situation. They're just going to tilt if he does make a move. So now he's on him. He's there. That's a terrible shot. And Shea settles. When Shea can't figure out an answer, he'll just do this. But why force it? You can see him in the gaps. He's plugging low. You got this high swing. Austin's got to play 2 because you got 4 on that strong side. Just swing. I know he hasn't had a shot in a bit, but no need to force. Just keep trusting the pass. So he's going to attack quick. They're not ready to fire. He's going to stunt. Bump off, spin. Again, they just don't seem ready, but this is when Shea's dangerous, I'm telling you. 47, he's going. They got to be ready right now. Forget matching up. But it is hard because if you're not matched up, he's going to read that. He'll swing. Let's see. They're trying to get matched up. He's able to get ones. Bomb. Why is Rui grimacing? Rui's stronger than that, come on. Bomb, because that wasn't even a full push-off. That was just a shoulder. I know Rui's stronger than that. Spin, gets balanced. So now they're going to fire. Braun's there. And what I'm seeing is Crusoe. I'm not sure if he was involved, but good job to empty. And now someone can peel off to him. I assume Rui in this situation, but this is so high that it does create a long closeout. So swing, you attack, swing. That's a great ball reversal. So they've actually made some really good reads against the hits. But what is Austin doing here? So that was his man. He's trying to communicate, yo, you take him. By the time he's done communicating, it's such a far closeout. Rui's actually there, but now he's got to make this rotation. You got to take away the drop off. Now you're forced to make a two-way. Again, they're just not ready. You know what you're doing. They did the right thing. Braun is there early. But this backside, they're just not in sync. Second unit. Gets a flyby. Can't remember how. He attacks it. Flyby again. Quick pitch. He wanted to give and go. Yeah, Zay was killing him in this first half. I didn't even realize it watching it live, but he was just always in the right pockets. Again, just flashing between the entire team pretty much. Now what do? Because now he's behind the player on the flyby. You got him cutting. It's a simple drop off. Gets the float. Zay was killing him. So they're going to go to the signature guard to end the quarter. He's going to pop. he just misses. So they just ran it for AJ because Shea was in foul trouble. They switched this? They did. Yeah, so he's going to pop, switch. He actually beats Rui here. Good hop. Split 2. And then good job by Hayes to stay there. But he does just miss. Got the switch again, swing it. Now Braun's going to fire. And now he's ready to rotate. Got off a little late. See, this is why you just got to get off it early. Right, so let's see. As soon as he swings it, Braun's going to send a hit. Rui's going to make the rotation. Mark's going to make the rotation. He does a good job again of... So that's what they've been doing. They've been trying to confuse the rotations by sending him onto that strong side. But good job by Smart. He doesn't overreact here. He's kind of patient. They're in communication, so now he can just peel off still. AN takes him, you take. Now they blow it up. And your handles are loose. But had Shea just swung it early, still a decent look because he doesn't even really close out. I also like the fact that he's looking to get aggressive. Yeah, you can't ever be caught on this side of 3. That's what I'm noticing. If you have a player in that dunker, which we've seen 3 times now, it's hard to get the rotations out. So they're going to that same thing, that misdirection horns that they like. He's going to ghost. What was that? Again, Braun saving the day, but he's holding on to McCain here, so he actually can't ghost it because Austin's going to hold his arm. Delay the ghost. But then he just takes it anyway. They're confused. Rui gets spun. So now they're both late. He's forced to emergency switch. And as soon as he emergency switches, it turns into a ball screen for him. Actually, it turns into a double drag. Because McCain inadvertently screens 2 here. So Shet's going to immediately slip. Release. How did Braun even get to that? Because Braun's not even ready right now. He goes right on the pass. He's able to meet that. That's crazy. Quick inbound, and look at this. This is what you got to do. Whoever's there on that base, tilt. Good job by Austin too, because you can see Hayes wanted to make that rotation, but he's in a high position. If he makes that, you got Zay right down the gut. So good job. You take it. You fan out. Make sure there's no pocket here. Now he's trapped. And he's still trying to look for Zay here, which I get because Zay's been an outlet. But he got away with one early. Oh no, he might be trying to spray this to the weak wing. But it's just too low. You have to skip this one for sure. Early step up on the side, and look at this immediate tilt. He's actually a little late here too. Do you know what's happening? Just get over there, Austin. He's communicating it, right? He's going to pull in. He's there still. He made it. And this is what I mean. So Shea trying to beat the double just hasn't worked. He's usually really good at it too. He dips his shoulders, and he's usually actually good at splitting this. When the Suns tried this, he was able to split it. Great job by Reeves. Absorb the contact. Get the charge. I still think he's a little late here, because by the time he's here, he should at least be inside the paint. Get over there. I don't think Luke should always have to communicate it too. So over the third. Quick flip. They switch. I assume he emptied out. See, now he's just gonna attack him. Look at the way he's just gapping AJ. That's barbecue chicken. Why is Zay looking for a ducking too? All he has to do is, if he misses on this mismatch, just clean up. Look to box out. Don't look for ducking. In and out, 1-2, swing. That's what I mean. That's all Zay has to do. Get these O boards, tap outs. Because if they're going to keep switching 1 through 5, that's all your job is. So he attacks. Gets to a spot. Ain's there. Ron's not really ball watching. Kind of overhelping. Still able to recover though. So he misses, tap out, scramble, seam. Dang, these O boards were actually killing him. I wonder if this is something the Lakers have to look at. So naturally, he's going to get the advantage. Fights for positioning, gets the tap out. They're naturally going to look for the board. Because Zay was killing him on the O boards this game from all the switching they do. And that's a subtle advantage they're creating. I don't even think... No, he doesn't seam it, does he? No, he does. I just don't think the Lakers expect this. What do they do if they don't switch 1 through 5? If they don't, then they're just getting killed in the drop. So you just have to live with these O boards. So they got the switch. Quick swing, big to big. They're going to switch that. And now he's on his left. He's going to release, allow him to get middle. Great defense. But then almost another O board. So Lou actually crashes out the wing because Braun was kind of ball watching. Yeah, Zay would have got this, but I wonder if Lou doesn't go for this, if Zay gets this. Well, maybe not, because Austin is cracking him. Braun probably gets that, but close. You got the matchup you want. Yeah. Don't call for a ball screen. Just get to your spot. Late switch. Zay should have just cut through, fill the dunker. We don't need a ball screen here. I mean, it still opens them up, in and out. But just look at the space they're giving them. Just gapping them, allowing them to dribble comfortably. Can't do that in the playoffs. You gotta jam every player in the playoffs, no matter who it is. It's gonna use that space to get to his spots. Good late switch. And I'm actually surprised Zay doesn't get the O board here. But see, he draws 2 though. And just him threatening on this O board, even though it's a long bounce, gets away from him. Now Queso's free to crash out the corner. So he gets it. Now they're in a scramble. You saw someone leak, right? That was Rui? Yeah, Rui's leaking. But they don't get it. Now they've got numbers. Find him. He's flashing. And then, yeah, nothing they can do here. Once he flashes and gets him the rock in that pocket, all I can do is try and stun. Big's out of there. Yeah, these O boards are killing them. Push. You see Luke. Yo, take him. You got the trailer. Because you got numbers. Ain's behind. Quick swing. Runway. And you can see Zay, again, just doing the subtle things. I didn't realize how much he dominated the game. He's got the cross match, so he just seals them. Braun actually doesn't take the rock here. Maybe he's expecting Ayton to recover, but how? Maybe he's expecting Austin, but he's getting sealed. He gets a runway, and then Rui can't really do much. He's in a high position and help off of Shet. So really that's Braun. He's got to peel, or maybe you peel off strong, but then he can swing. Then Austin would. I mean, regardless, Zay is just dominating this game. The O boards, the flashes in the paint, the seals, So again, they switch. You can see he's ready to tag. Was this off of Spain? Might have been. He misses. Don't tell me he gets another O board. He gets the O board. So let's see. Rui's trying to put a body. See. Most times when a player's looking to face guard, trying to put a body, they just lose track. Yo, the O boards killed him in this quarter. I mean, you can see Austin. He's trying. But when you switch 1 through 5, your big is completely out. You got these 3 trying to box out, and you got these 3 on the Thunder just looking for it. And give up an and 1. More pace, push the rock. You got the matchup, attack them. That's what I want to see. Quick pitch. Tracy again. So Rui's forced to show. McCain was going to fill the corner. Nope. Let me cut back. And just flash right at that wing. Quick pitch. Luke. Nope. And he kind of screens off Rui here. Give the hot hand. A great look. He's going to attack. He's stuck. He lifts. Attack to close. He peels off late. Man, this is what I mean. The second unit is just beating him off the dribble, even when they win this, because they get him stuck. He's late to read that lift. He actually doesn't have to be in help here because there's no lob. Hayes already got him. We don't have to crack or look to help. You close flat, but still. Wide angle. I don't think he knew where he was. Yeah, you can see by the time he turns his head, oh, he's right there, but his man was already taking him wide. Then Luke tries to peel, but again, once they get to their spot. Quick drag, you get the switch, now you got Hayes, now you just gotta look to fry him. Get to your spot, miss. But then we get another O board. Well, loose ball. Look at all the space he has to operate. The way they just gap him. It's so comfortable. He's in a rhythm the way he's just dribbling. He just kind of misses there. But then why is Laravia in a wrestling match? He has no leverage here. Just getting pushed. Doesn't even really see the ball. Just end up fouling. Quick stagger. Oh my goodness. Fly by, 1-2. Dude is in a rhythm. Braun's trying to point switch. By the time he even realized it, he's saying, yo, you point switch. Hayes has no idea. Double point switch. It's too late. He doesn't see the stagger. And now he sees him in his peripheral. Fly by. Sidestep. Smart's not going to step out. I think he curled off. Yeah, no handoff, but they switch it. Now he's going to come up. They're going to switch that pitch. 1-2. I mean, this is what they can't give up. Like, if you switch 1 through 5, you got to be able to man up, or you just have to zone. If you can't play man defense, if players can't take on their man, zone up. Because now, if Caruso's doing this, there's nothing you can do, and it's just pick on Luke Kennard. Hop step, reverse pivot, turn around, hook. I mean, it's that easy. You even have Braun here trying to wrestle Zay on the switch because you got Hayes getting switched. So if he misses this and it's a short miss, Zay probably cleans that up too. Not sure. Could it be a ball screen off here? Because we got Aiden switched onto Lou. Of course, we got junk defense on Shea as soon as he comes in, so it's a 4-on-4. He's going to Nash. And again, we got Zay flashing right in the right pocket. He just got to get him there. Could he have? Right here. He's going to lift. Then drifts back. That's just unfortunate. So Rui tries a fan, ends up going wide. Lou even throws a terrible pass here. He threw it at McCain's feet. He's able to pick it up, and then he was going for the 50-50. Rui's behind. He gambled. And then he went back to his man, and sure, there's no old board. I get it. He wanted to get a body quick. Then he's late on that rotation. Reverse finish. They're going to switch. They're going to fire. And you can see, to me, this was actually kind of soft. I mean, you're giving time to Shea because if Shea really wanted to adjust, he could actually throw that back on his strong side as he catches him in rotation. But he gets off. Now they're matched up. He peels off. Now you got to make something happen. He just smokes it. But even here, you gotta close that gap. Giving too much space to Queso. Now he gets to use it. Turn the corner. I don't even think he had to go off the right that goofy. I think he could have looked to really get in because you got Smart on Zay. He's trying to communicate to Aiden. But they wanted to put a body here. I'm actually not mad at leaving Lou open. I think Aiden did the right thing. You don't have to worry about this lift. Get a body on Zay. Make sure he's not cleaning that. But I do think Queso kind of just missed too. See, so it's that early drag again. You can see they both make this rotation. It should be Rui for sure. And then look at this. Flashes right in that strong dunker. He just knows where to be every time. It's kind of crazy. He's always an outlet. This is the second time where Shea's seeing a flood. Well, in this case, they're going to commit hard. And he hasn't skipped it to the weak side. Perfect situation. Hot hand too. I'm fine with this flash right at the strong dunker, but I think this weak side skip be better. Especially because they commit two here. It should have been Rui, but then even Aiden does. There's nothing here. Bronze pulled high because of Lou. He wouldn't be able to make that close. Must have been another switch, right? So they switched this. He's coming off a pin down. They end up exchanging. So they just switch that. And then on that strong side, he says, all right, this is all fluff now. Quick handoff. They're going to switch that. Now the fire is going to come from Aiden. Yeah, he just beats it early. That was a really good read by Shea. He knows where it's coming from, and he's not even going to wait. You can see JJ telling him. But as soon as right here, you've got to go. You already know the game plan. You let him, not even tween, in and out. Gets Braun to open up. And as soon as that happens, you're late. It's got to be immediate. Even right here, if I'm Aiden, he takes that dribble, go. You should know you want to fire. Now, Austin's going to make the rotation. Rui's actually forced to play 3 here because he beats the fire and he's meeting the low man. But he still got to a spot, early takeoff. You can see Braun too. He's thinking, what are we doing? He's already putting his hand up. Why are we so late? So again, early step up, switch, immediate flood. So he's going to get base here. You know what? I'm surprised I don't really see this. Well, I do sometimes, but most teams want to switch and then fire. But because Shea's going base, you can't really commit a fire here unless this player is able to cut off Shea. But Shea's just so good at getting to the baseline. This fire is always going to be late. So I like the fact that they're just going to set it base. They like to flood it, tilt it early. And he reads it. So what's he do now? One dribble. He screens him off, screens his own, he sees him. Quick high cross, snatch. That was really nice. Got to his pocket. Braun's going to read that. That's a fine shot for him. He's stuck. Nothing. Look to set the away. Forced to settle. Nothing you can do here. Stick up. He just laces it. Cut off. And this is what has to happen. Once he crosses the 47, you can see Austin's there, ready to tilt. You can see Braun immediately firing. There's no other cue other than him crossing that line. Don't wait for a drag to switch and fire. Just send the hit. Now he's got to get off, making rotations. Let's see. So now Hayes, Rui, Austin. And see, this is what I mean. So you can't have a side of 3 on that weak side. So you can see Queso's immediately looking to fill strong so that it creates a longer close. Because now they get confused. Most times they want to peel off. So swing, swing. That's Austin. What? He takes that? You couldn't extra here? I guess he just made one, but look how far this rotation is for Austin. Because he has to still respect Queso on that empty. Or that cut through, I should say. Little Danny Green, actually. Surprising extra this, though. Swing, swing. Quick pitch. Immediate fire. So they're going to send a hit. Let's see what happens here. So they send the hit, but this is an easy rotation. Because, again, we've got 3 on that strong side. So he's going to go. He's there. Why is Austin making this rotation, though? Just be ready to peel off onto Queso. Trust this rotation here. So now you got 2 here for no reason. It gets confused. Yeah. Their rotation is not as clean as I think game 1. Right, so early get off. He's got to know you got to peel off onto that. Well, actually, it's kind of confusing because this is happening in the middle. Most times they're sending it sideline, right? So it's an easy read, but I think because it's happening in the middle, Austin doesn't realize that we've got this side of 3 and the rotations are coming this way, so he's got to peel off onto that weak side. Most times he's peeling off on his side. So now he stunts. He splits 2. You force him. There's nobody taking Queso. He gets middle. He cuts through. Luke is telling somebody to help. Braun is following that empty. They actually fly in the defense this time. So they seem confused about who's firing. But obviously he's on the single side. So you want it coming from there. So that when they make these rotations, the double they can peel off. So let's see what happens. Tween. They're late. Slift. Another O board. Oh, they went small. I forgot. So he's going to go because he didn't see a fire. That's a great contest here. Good job by Smart. Staying attached. Forcing him to make this jump pass. Braun just kind of confused. Because he was following his man on the empty, but he's going to stay in the lane just in case. So he's a little late here. But I do wonder, where does the fire come from on this situation? Who's sending the hit? It's gotta be Austin, right? You go, Rui takes, Braun takes, Luke takes, and then Smart, him can just peel off. Quick cross court, they can't get matched up, swing it back up top. Now you're gonna fire, so on a side of 2. Again, he's more middle. Goes early. and just step backs instead. But I do want to see what would happen. So if he weren't to shoot this, you swing, he rotates. They would have got off on time, right? Because it'd be boom, boom, boom. But then if they can get it to Queso, I don't know. Because you have corner wing, corner wing. Well, actually, he can catch this and attack middle. Quick flash. Now he's going to fire. So again, it's going to come from the side of 3. This is where they don't want to be. Right? Because now he can swing. But he actually attacks that. Yeah, this is what I mean. On this first pass, if they can, they got to get middle. You got to catch them early in rotation. You can't swing it and allow them to get their rotations right. You got to immediately look to attack this. And now you get middle, it's done. You got 3, you got options now. So you'll take the float. So come down. It's going to set a... You're looking for that guard to guard. Are they just going to fire here? No, they switch. Now they're going to fire? Yeah. More of a stunt. They kind of got softer. And I wonder if them getting softer on these hard doubles and hits is because the others have been making them pay. Because right here, it's kind of late. Ends up being a little stunt. Quick swing. Bronzer rotating. He rotates. Misses. O-board. So now they're getting killed on the O-boards because of the rotations. But I mean, they're small. There's really nothing they can do here. Yeah, these O-boards, I don't know how you clean this up. Because if you're going to switch 1 through 5, Zay is always going to have an advantage. If you go small, you're still reading 1 through 5, but then there's no one really to put a body on Shet. They could even still run Zay. Because even if he didn't have positioning here, it's still a clear size advantage. It's hard to put a body on him, unless you put 2 players, but then if you put 2 players, there's going to be a player crashing out the corner unmarked. In and out. Again, you want to send the hit. Nope. Split. Low man. I'll just finish around you. I don't know what they do. I mean, he splits, gets middle. It's just all bad. Low man. You could lob this. You could spray this. Swing, pitch. Gonna slip. They're gonna fire. Yeah. Races it. Gets the whistle. I still don't like Shea trying to beat the double though. Because he just hasn't been successful at it. Like here he gets bailed out by a whistle, but when he's tried to race players and beat the double, he couldn't even do it against Hayes in game 1. If it hadn't been for this whistle, he smokes a bunny. So I just don't really think this is the right play in this series because the Lakers have been able to avoid this. Obviously, he split it sometimes, but more times than not, when he's tried to race it, he hasn't been successful. A little double drag, but he's really just going to cut through. Looking for that switch. This is the only time Shea can really get the rock in a half court too. Well, I mean, this is the only advantage they try to find from. This little hunt against Austin. Split. Again, he's kind of forcing it, but hand in the cookie jar by Smart. Again, switch. He's just immediately looking to attack him off the dribble because he's always going to have space on the gap. Looks for the reverse. Braun stunts. Finish on that weak side. Yeah, I don't know how long JJ can continue switching 1 through 5. Again, it's a drag. Switch. You can actually see McCain was going to sneak in a little Spain. You got the switch, tween, cross, beats him. Tries to finish on the reverse again. Yeah, he's really good on this high cross too. That change of direction. Wow. Gets back to his strong hand. Knows the shot blocker's there. So you're gonna go and finish with the reverse, but they're just attacking. Yeah, him and McCain are just attacking the bigs. I don't know. Might have to drop or something. I mean, these O boards, man. It's not even just small balls when they're switching 1 through 5. And then the turnovers, too. He got ball before he got wrist. Drop. Butterfingers. Hard foul. Honestly, I think there's some big issues. Obviously, the turnovers. I think offensively, the Lakers are fine. I think the big noticeable difference I've seen in game 2 was they started running a lot more screener stuff. I've seen some pages. I've seen some rip pins. Some chase double drags. Austin was definitely more effective at exploiting the drop. Because the Thunder do like to have their bigs in a drop. But sometimes the high drop, sometimes the show. They kind of mix it up. And then these O boards, I think switching 1 through 5 is starting to cause problems because it's not just about Shea, it's about the others. McCain, AJ, and Shet, they're looking to attack. So if they can get a matchup because they're switching everything, they're going to attack that matchup. So they have to finish or just take on those matchups, I should say. And then they've got to do something with the O boards because if you're going to switch your bigs out on the perimeter, you can't just keep giving up O boards to Zay or Shet. And even that small ball lineup, Shet was killing. So they got to figure something out with that because the O boards killed them. The turnovers obviously killed them. And then they weren't that disciplined with their coverages against Shea. Sometimes it was late. Sometimes they were lost in rotation. So I think those are the 3 areas that they have to really figure out.